You're on mute.
I'm so sorry for that. I forgot one minute. Yeah, sorry guys. So how are you feeling today? To continue with what Aditi was saying, if you had to describe your day in a single word, what would it be? Meenakshi, can you go to the next slide, please? You can scan this QR code or click on the link in your chat box to add your answer to the poll. If I were to answer the same question, I would say that mine is accelerated because I'm really excited in meeting all of you here and especially welcoming the freshers into the fold. So let me just put it up here. You can either scan the QR code or you can put it in the chat box. You can use the link in the chat box as well, which I'll put just now. You guys can use the link or you can just scan the QR code. Okay, good. Many people have said good. That's interesting. Quite good. Boring. Okay, you've joined the right place. We'll get you out of that boring mode soon.
Yeah.
Exhausting. No worries, guys. Fine. Cool. Happy to see everyone engaging in the poll.
And someone is, amazed at the fact that Teams can handle 400 people. Yeah, it can handle more
Yeah, we can handle it, guys. All right.
All right, we'll move on to the next one.
Yeah. Now that we know how each of us are feeling, let's now take the action to the brain, right? So can you guys guess what these bunch of seemingly random pictures on the screen mean? You can use the same link or the QR code to put your answers. And beware, these pictures, they might seem random, but yeah, they hold a clue to intertwine them.
Can you move
You
on to
can
the next
use,
slide?
yeah, you can use the same link to put your answers.
I think it means organized. Yeah, we
Okay.
put it in the chat if you want to see it again. Would you
You can
believe
use it.
me if I say that this seemingly innocent picture has often been associated with world domination?
Yes, guys, that's a clue. World domination. You can
If
think
you
of
need something
beings that are
else,
capable of world domination.
yeah, Wally, HAL, and Skynet fans, this might be your forte.
That was again another major hint. Wally.
Yes, yes, you found it. It is
Yes, there's a
robotics.
person. I think. Yeah, I think many people have put it up.
Right.
Robotics. Cool. That's
The
the correct
answer
answer, guys.
is robotics. Okay, can we move on to the next slide? Right. So our club, though it's open to all of you, is a community focused on tech, right? So how would you rate your passion to tech? Are you someone who breathes for it, give it a 5 star, or are you someone who knows that tech exists but aren't that particular about it? Go on, let us know. So you can use the same link. We can see that many people are very passionate about it.
It's really nice to see. And the majority is first, yes. That's really good. And even if you're not that passionate, guys, don't worry. It's just the start of your engineering. You'll get there soon.
and we'll try to introduce you to this magical, wondrous world of technology.
Right. We are there to help you along the way.
Okay. So the average score is 4.6, which is pretty high. Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's move on to the next.
Yeah. So about ACM, now you all must be wondering, what is this ACM? I'm sure in the invite message you would have seen the full form of ACM, but just to reiterate, ACM is the Association for Computing Machinery. It is the world's largest educational and scientific society that unites technical educators, researchers, professionals, and most importantly, us students to inspire dialogue, to share resources, and address our current field's challenges. Uh, to talk a bit about history, right? So ACM was set up on September 15, 1947, making it almost as old as our country. ACM also has a few goals under its motto. It strengthens the collective voice of the field through strong leadership, promotions of the highest standards, and recognition of technical excellence. ACM supports the professional growth of its members by providing opportunities for lifelong learning, career development, and professional networking. Coming to us, college students, right? So ACM has established student chapters to aid us college students by providing an opportunity for us to play a more active role in the association and its professional activities. More than 800 colleges and universities throughout the world participate in this ACM student chapter program, and we are proudly one among them. Student chapters, they aim to enhance learning through exchange of ideas among students and between established professionals and students, which is what we have been bringing to this chapter for so long and will continue doing so with you guys onboarding us. Now let me hand it over to Aditi, the vice chairperson of the chapter, to take us through who we are as a student chapter.
Thank you, Jagdish. Yeah. So who are we? A team of geniuses who can hack into NASA? Not exactly. A community of super nice people who share the same passion for tech and grow together. That sounds more like us. Our community took its form on 8th May 2008 and now holds over 100 members. From ML, cloud to web and app dev, our members are into anything and everything tech. Absolute beginners or complete pro. We got all of you covered. We plan to give you everything you need to level up your tech game. And the best part is it's completely free. You got an awesome idea for a workshop or an event, let us know and we'll arrange it for you from an expert of the field. Or even better, you have something you want to share with the rest of us, use our platform and host your own events. Join us, connect with like-minded Jedi Masters, and upskill. And most importantly, let's have fun with tech. Now let me hand over the stage to the host of our event, our chapter officer, Raghavi Rajkumar. Over to you, Raghavi.
Thank you, Aditi. Event, we have Meyer, sir, who is currently serving as an associate professor at the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Amrita School of Engineering, Coimbatore campus. He coordinates the National Board of Accreditation process at Amrita, and his areas of research include application of IT tools for supply chain management, cybersecurity, electronic business, and management information systems. I would now like to call Sir to address the gathering.
Yeah, thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. My esteemed faculty colleagues, Aarti ma'am, Rimjim ma'am, and Subhadra ma'am, the various our distinguished alumni, Sneha, Sriramji, and sorry, I forgot the name. And Harshavardhan.
Harshavardhan.
Yeah, and the office bearers of the ACM student chapter at Amrita, Jagdish Ram and Aditi, and the other office bearers. Darshan, my mentee student who actually invited me for this, and all the young freshers who are attending this event. I just don't want to deviate from the fine print, and already you got a good overview of ACM. But just to add on to this, today ACM and IEEE are basically the professional societies that drive the face of technology and the direction of technology. And it's very good to be a member of one of these bodies. And with respect to computer science, I see almost 400 plus folks here. and computer science ACM is the body that is meant and relevant for you folks. Now, with respect to ACM, there's a lot of ACM has done to drive this profession. Today, computer science curriculum globally, anywhere in the world, not only Amrita or IIT, but globally, whether it's MIT, Stanford, uh, every computer science curriculum borrows on what is known as the ACM IEEE guidelines on curriculum. So ACM actually gives the guideline on curriculum. What are the courses that are meant for computing? What are how do you do the evaluation, the rubrics, and so on and so forth. And in terms of moving the technology forward, ACM does a lot of stuff. Close to I would think around 50 plus journals and magazines and 170 plus conferences. In fact, these conferences actually set the stage for any cutting edge technology. If you take virtual reality, you'll see probably the greatest advancements, the latest advancements in the VR or augmented reality in these ACM conferences. So that's how the direction of technology you can actually predict through these ACM conferences. And ACM, of course, digital library is a huge repository of awesome collection of resources for the students. So you get a lot, but this is the fine print. This is what it's on the website. I don't want to speak on that you can always obviously look into that. I just thought, I wanted to stress upon what it takes to be a member of a professional society. Now, I would, add it in, I would actually put it into a few directions that you get from a professional society. One is knowledge and skill. So in terms of knowledge and skill, obviously you are learning a computer science program. Many of you are in computer science. You'll be learning so many courses. You'll be getting a lot of knowledge and skills. But to supplement and complement that, this ACM chapter puts you in kind of, what should I say, in line with the latest trends in technology. The latest advancements. I wouldn't say cutting edge technology. It is the bleeding edge of technology. You get access to the resources, you get access to conferences, you get access to e-resources, to events that put you in line with the bleeding edge of technology. Whatever be the field of computing, whether it is Android or databases or machine learning or deep learning, you get the access. So the chapter helps you in a very big way in terms of providing you the knowledge and the skill. Now, there are initiatives like, workshops, conferences, hackathons, competitive programming that kind of help you in a very big way to improve your knowledge and skill. Now, I go to the other aspect of a chapter. The chapter, your office bearers, your members, your volunteering, you get the spirit of volunteering from these chapters. And that goes a long way in improving your knowledge, your attitude, and your skills, your life skills. How do you work in a community? How do you work in a team? Your leadership, your integrity, your group dynamics, your communication, your interpersonal skills. So the benefit of a student chapter is really great in the sense that it complements and supplements your knowledge and skill, as also it helps you to develop or sharpen your attitude, sharpen your focus, and also helps you to improve upon your life skills. When I say life skills, it's a whole bunch of stuff: leadership, organization, communication, collaboration, integrity, honesty, all these things you get so it's a package deal, that you get from a chapter, a student chapter. And as far as the ACM student chapter at Amrita is concerned, I'm very happy that, I kind of initiated this in 2008. And of course, Professor Bindu, she was very active in running it for quite a long time. And I'm very happy to note that RP ma'am, Rimjim ma'am, and Subhadra ma'am are taking it to the next level with the active collaboration and support of the students. But I wanted to kind of stress upon a couple of things. One great initiative that I would recommend all of you, of course, not only hackathons. I already spoke to you folks about hackathons in the inaugural event of the university's, the first year induction. But I wanted to stress upon competitive programming. It's really a great way for you to kind of leverage. So I will honestly request the ACM student branch to take up competitive programming in a very big way. In fact, our student branch was organizing the ICPC, the International Collegiate Programming Contest, I think from 2005 2004 onwards till 2020, we have 19 we were organizing this. ACM was running this ICPC globally along with IBM till 2017. I think they backed out because of some financial constraints, but otherwise ACM is very much associated with the ICPC, and ICPC is a great event for you to hone up. It's called the battle of brains. You can improve your skill set. It's a battle of logic, wisdom, collaboration. They call it the battle of the brains. It's an amazing event. I would strongly recommend that the ICM student branch takes up this initiative in a very big way amongst its members to improve the thing. I don't want to spend time on what ICPC is. You can find it on the website. But I found out how impactful this event was almost a decade back when I went for the World Finals in Orlando, in Florida. And I remember that some participants were telling me that the ICPC champions of Russia got a personal audience with the president, or at that time he was the prime minister of Russia, Vladimir Putin. So that's how much they kind of consider this achievement. And in Shanghai, when the Chinese team won ICPC, there were probably 5,000 people to cheer for them in the airport. That's the kind of impact that competitive programming has got in the West and many other countries. Maybe in India it's picking up. So I strongly recommend that this ACM student branch in a very big way takes up competitive or sports programming. All the best. Wish your chapter all the best. I'll be so happy to help in whatever way possible. Thank you so much. Over to the organizers.
Thank you very much, sir, for that wonderful words of wisdom.
Once again, thank you very much, sir. That was very sending to you the ACM team. They'll be up on the slide soon.
Let's just have the formal introduction of our team members, since we haven't got to that yet. So as you guys know, I am the chairperson. I'm Jagdish Ram. I'm currently in my 7th semester of my BTech CSE degree.
Hey everyone, I'm Aditi Narayan, the Vice Chair, and I'm also in my final year of BTech CSE. And I'm super excited to be here with all of you.
Hey guys, I hope I'm audible as well as visible. So I'm Harish, and I too am studying my 7th semester and doing my final year at here Amrita. So it's very exciting to know that we have got so many registrations. So it's a big response for us, and I welcome everyone to this ACM chapter. Thank you so much.
So now to keep you all engaged, let's have a quick poll to check how many of you remember the full form of ACM. So now you can either scan this QR code or to take up the poll, or just go to slido.com and enter this code. So the options are Awesome Community of Masters, Achi Chettinad Masala, and Association of Computing Machinery, and Association for Computer Machines.
The link to the slide is also in the chat box if you would want to use them.
Looks like most of you have been paying attention.
Yeah, that's a great response.
That's really great, guys. Okay, some are putting Achi Chettinad Masala also.
Yeah.
I think you're putting it for fun. We hope you know the actual full form.
So yeah, ACM actually stands for Association for Computing Machinery, but with all of you together, we represent an awesome community of masters. Now keep the Slido link open as we have more polls coming up. Handing over to Raghavi.
Yeah, now that we have the abbreviation cleared up, Here we present to you the team of ACM Amrita. Our faculty sponsors for this year include Dr. Rimjim PS, who is currently serving as an assistant professor at the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Ms. RTR, who is also serving as an assistant professor at the Department of CSE, and his areas of research include image processing and computer vision. And lastly, we have Ms. Subarta P, who is also serving as an assistant professor at the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, whose areas of research include analysis of algorithms and medical image processing. So next up, we'll have the chapter officer's introduction.
Abhinay?
Hey, yeah.
If you were talking
Hey
on mute.
everyone.
Yeah.
So hey everyone. I'm currently studying my 7th semester. So I'm webmaster at ACM student chapter, and we were really happy by seeing your support at Instagram and our social handles. So we welcome you all, guys. So enjoy this event. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Diveshri and I'm the treasurer of the club. I hope you enjoy this event and get to know more about us, what we do and who we are.
Hey guys, I hope I'm audible and visible. I'm Hitat. I'm the current chapter membership chairperson, and I'm really excited to see all of you here, and I really hope I can meet all of you. Guys, let's just have fun, and please enjoy the show.
Hi guys, I'm Darshan. I'm one of the chapter officers and I'm looking forward to working with everyone. Thank you.
I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So good evening to everyone present here. Good evening to all the faculties and to my friends. First of all, I would like to welcome you wholeheartedly on behalf of the ACM student chapter. It's really encouraging to see you all so actively and enthusiastically registering and participating in the induction. Hoping to meet you all very soon, offline if possible. And let's have a great time together in the induction program, guys. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Kaushik. I'm studying my fifth semester in Amrita. I welcome you all to ACM chapter induction. Hope you all like the event.
Hey everyone, I'm Sangeetana, CSCB third year, ACM chapter officer. Super excited to meet you all. Thank you.
Hi all, I'm Meenakshi from third year CSEB, and on behalf of ACM Amrita chapter, I welcome you all to the club.
Hi everyone, once again, I am Raghavi Rajkumar, a third year computer science student who is passionate about real world implementation of growing technologies, and I'm excited to see what's in store for this year. So moving on, next up we have why ACM?
So as you know, ACM stands for Association for Computing Machinery, and it's the world's largest educational and scientific computing society. And so the professional and student chapters of ACM are worldwide, and these serve as hubs of activity for ACM chapters and the computing community at large. They provide seminars, lectures, workshops, events, learning forums, and networking opportunities with peers and experts across the computing spectrum. With its unique role in advancing the art, science, and education and application of computing, ACM is a leading resource for advancing the skills of information technology professionals and for interpreting the impact of IT on society. So the main aim of ACM is transforming the world through computing. So now let's go on to the benefits of the student chapter members. ACM hosts several student awards and competitions throughout the year. So these were created to recognize chapters and individuals that display considerable initiative and ambition throughout the year. So as Prashant sir was talking about ICPC, it was also one of the competitions hosted by ACM, which means International Collegiate Programming Contest, And this was hosted by ACM since 1977 till 2017. And we also have the SRC Student Research Competition, and then Student Chapter Excellence Awards. And finally, we have Epsilon by Epsilon ACM Student Scholarship Award. So there's also something known as ACM DSP, which is the Distinguished Speakers Program, where we can book the speakers for our next event through the ACM DSP so that we can deliver compelling and insightful content to you all. So this program also features renowned thought leaders in academia, industry, and government speaking about the important topics in the computing and IT world today. So moving on, handing over to Kaushik, he'll be introducing our handing over to Sangeetna, she'll be talking about why ACM.
So thank you, Meenakshi. So why should you join us? How is ACM different from the other clubs over here? So we are a student-driven community and beginner-friendly. You'll get to build a lot of cool stuffs with us, which increases confidence in a realistic manner. Experience of technologies and frameworks and how to integrate them into your projects is something that you'll gain every time you do it. So, being a part of ACM, you can interact with like minded people and communities where you can collaborate with others. So, the quality of your resume makes a first impression and can determine whether or not a potential employer will consider you for an interview. We help you with that as well. Projects added is what make them believe in your skill sets. We are here to help you develop cool and creative projects which will add a lot of value to your resume. As we already mentioned, we have something for each and every one of you over here. If you are completely new to the world of tech, join us and start exploring. For intermediates and truths, let's connect and upskill. Now, handing over to Meenakshi for a quick poll.
Thank you, Sangeetna. Now go to Slido again and copy this code and choose your preference of operating system. Which one do you prefer, Linux, Windows, or Mac, or whatever is pre-installed in your laptop?
You're seeing a heavy Windows bias here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can use the Slido link in the chat box or scan the QR code, guys, since the answers are going there. Instead of using the chat box, which is also fine. I think Mac and whatever was pre-installed are competing with each other. Majority is clear though.
Okay, great. So now moving on, handing over to Kaushik, who will be exploring about the past events conducted by our ACM chapter.
Thank you, Meenakshi. Hello, everyone. This is Kaushik. I hope you guys like the polls. And coming to past events, we have connected various events over the past from hackathons to contests and tech talks from industry experts on technical subjects. We have conducted many workshops in the past, like Tech Illuminati series, where industry experts come and share their experiences. Uh, we have connected two events under it. Blend with Blender. It's an introduction to Blender tool and getting to learn the basics. The second event was high performance computing, which was about how scalable apps are deployed, issues, and their solutions while deploying. We also conducted a Get Pythonic event. It's a Python workshop conducted for second years in 2019. And also a very interesting web designing and Photoshop workshop was conducted. We also have connected an interview experience session by Harsha in Microsoft, who is also with us right now, and Jyoti from Atlassian and Kavya from Cisco sharing their interview experience. We also had a GRE session on how to score 320 plus and many hackathons and gaming challenges. And Game of Course was one of the contests conducted for second years and third years. These are some of the events we conducted in the past as a part of ACM chapter, and we have many more interesting and amazing events in store this year for you to participate and learn. Hope you guys are interested and looking forward to see you at the events. Now handing over to Raghavi.
It's time to invite our very first speaker for the day, Harsha Vardhan, an alumnus from the batch of 2020 who is currently serving as an FTE at Microsoft IDC. In the past, he has helped the chapter conduct various workshops and has given talks on different fields. An active participant in events, he also maintains the Right Now community. Harsha is someone who strongly believes that communities need to push one another to do better. Today, we'll be hearing his ways of balancing academics with interesting pet projects and extracurriculars. Harsha, the stage is all yours.
That was a wonderful presentation. The team has done a fabulous job, no doubt about that. I think, yeah, the slide shows more than me itself. I'm not in much of the lighting conditions are not too good here, but I'll share what I have. First of all, thanks for inviting me to this event, and it's an honor to do something back to this community, which gave me a lot of exposure and experience. To pull off something like this in a day, that too working on your birthday. Jagdish has his birthday yesterday, and it's definitely not an easy task. And kudos to Jagdish and his entire team who has been working with such agility. I'm sure there are more hands to make this happen. And thanks for doing your part for keeping this club lively, lovely, and informative. The number of events this club hosts per year and the posts it makes on its social media handles is by itself a testament of how easily this is one of the most loved and most active clubs at Amrita. I'm sure that you will all leverage this community and what it offers, and when time comes, will contribute back to it. It must not be very long time back that you have been a part of Amrita, and I would like to congratulate all of you for getting in and can't wait to see what you all bring here. The goal of this club is to make this club a self-reliant student run club which caters to the needs of every student of every department, and under such mentorship and leadership I am sure that it is in the right direction. Okay, well, that is me promoting the club to all of you, and rightfully that it deserves it. But let me make it first and foremost very clear that the club is fun. This is not supposed to be a serious club, and the speakers or anyone for that matter in this club are jovial. This is not how we operate if we were in the college. And I'm hardly an alumnus. I was a part of 2020 batch, one of those batches who never got a graduation ceremony. But then, well, there are 2021 batch also who has got that. So I'm here to share a small short story of me and nothing else. I'm one of you guys 5 years back, probably sitting in a physical classroom, unlike the virtual ones you're part of, and being intimidated by a few of the students who are from computer science background, those who are highly enthused to answer those basic programming questions that our lectures ask, and being 10x faster in coming up with solutions to very trivial problems if you know about the subject. Me coming from Andhra Pradesh and being part of Narayana, if there are any Andhra guys over here, cheers to it. But no, I don't know. Yeah, Andhra has little to no exposure about programming, but all I knew was that I love computers. Then I moved on to second year, and there comes the core courses like OOPS, data structures, operating systems. These are all the courses for CSE, but other branches would also have similar core subjects from their second year. I got introduced to a lab which is headed by my data structures professor, Vidya Balasubramaniam. It's called AMUDA, Amrita Multidimensional and Data Analytics Lab. There are several such labs, but I am part of this lab. And I joined hoping to learn something new apart from the regular classes. And oh boy, it did help me a lot in my final year of engineering. Started to understand, how IoT works, and then how we can use intelligent algorithms to solve a research problem. Although I was not able to get it to publishing a paper, but it gave me a lot to learn. It was about solving a problem which basically needed us to predict the duration of a meeting like the one you are in right now. I'm sure Jagdish will try his best to close this by 6:45, but that was our research problem, to understand how much time does a meeting take so that we can schedule meetings in a more effective manner. It comes under a field called ambient sensing. While we went through research under it, there were times when we wouldn't know if my professor is there in her cabin. See, guys, these are things that are not solved just by seeing if the person is online or offline in Teams. These are physical things. You guys will know it soon. But a lot of times we used to go and stand in front of our cabin waiting for her to come back. And it would result in a long waiting out of a cabin. And just for fun, I created a small app. Me and my team at Amuda created a small app which uses the equipment which we already use for our project. And it basically detects if the professor is there in the cabin or not. And if not, it gives an option to notify when the user is enter the cabin. It's basically putting a card in the, you know, when you go to these shopping malls, you there are these cards attached to the clothes so that when you go out of that store, it rings if you haven't, you know, if it detects that. It's kind of that. So we attached a card to professor's ID card, and whenever she walks in, our system detects that she has walked in, and it's a very simple project. But I did put it in as one of my projects in my resume. Next, as a part of understanding the meeting times, we had to create appointment system, which, you know, basically blocks professor's calendar on her approval. This is basically like how teams work, right? uh, but then we didn't have team subscription back then, at least, and that was my project 2 on my resume. And there are a few other ones which I have to do as part of the curriculum. And then comes the my final year. I know, you know, Jagdish, a lot of I'm a familiar face to at least the third years who are there in this, and they might have feeling this. You know, there are companies coming in, and the first company that came, at least for my batch, it's Microsoft, and majority of my interviews were heavily influenced by these projects that I'm talking with you, and also research a little bit. They were interested in what I was trying to achieve and how we solve those little problems like the noise that we get. How are you, you know, denoising it? Those are yet simple but innovative. These are projects mostly related to CSE, but you could have similar projects for your, you know, departments. But be sure, well, I'm sure that it will influence to a point that you get to, you know, root the interviewer himself. Because if there is not the regular projects like to do apps and all, but there are some interesting projects, obviously the interviewer wants to know what are your skill set and how you have done it, and you can definitely root what the interviewer wants to ask you. And as a matter of fact, the first interview that I have got, there was there was a question which is related to meetings itself. It's called as job scheduling, for those who are aware. So although my story is not just tied to Microsoft or CSE, what I want to convey you is that to create your own USP, which is called as unique selling point, something that makes you stand out from the rest, and that gives enough cues to those interviewers to really understand what you bring to the table. And what better way to show your USP than to share your pet projects? These projects might not take very long, but the simplicity of it and the innovation part of it will definitely drive your interviewer side to you. You might not realize this right now, but for any brand student, when they mention their skills, it's very important to back them by projects. For example, when someone says that they are good with, say, Angular or React, instead of just mentioning it under the skills, it would be much better to have included a project which uses those technologies, right? So if I tell, say, for example, I can do a single hand plank, I will say. I can say anything. I can do a single finger plank also. But what's the proof of it? The interviewer will not tell you saying that, hey, go ahead and do that plank. Obviously, if that's not trivial though, but you know, interviewers don't ask you for direct proofs, but if the proofs are there, it would be a much better way to showcase yourself. And you might be wondering, Arey, I thought like just now we have arrived and this guy is talking about resume and all that. It's all fourth year, baad mein dekh lenge. So it doesn't happen that way. So from the first year onwards, there are a lot of things that you can, you know, learn even before the courses come up. So what's waiting you? You know, just your simple HTML, CSS. If you are good with it, start with it. You don't have to. I'm sorry, all the professors here, I would like them to agree with me, and I am sure that they'll agree with me that people need not wait till the courses are taught. It's fine to learn on your own because it gives you some additional time, you know, to create those projects and build your profile. I'm not saying that you need to be full on work, and you have no time to play. Like all fun, no fun and all work makes Jack a dull boy. Is that the saying, right? Yeah. So I'm not telling you to be like that. You'll have a lot of time to chill as well, especially when you are on campus. You have in the start of this meeting, you have seen how lustrous or how green our campuses, and you'll have amazing experiences. I feel sorry for a lot of you guys because you have started and your senior second years have already finished 1 year being at home, and that, so at least probably if things goes well, yeah, you will be back in campus next year and you'll get to you know feel all of them. So in a nutshell, what I want to say is, don't stop or don't think that there time aayega apna time aayega. It's not that. So time will come, but you should be prepared when it comes. So that is all I have to say. Just be ready and understand the importance of these projects, and hopefully someday, after 4 years, let's meet in Microsoft and let's have a cup of chai there. Thank you. Over to you, the organizers.
Thank you very much, Harshana. We call him Harshana because, as he said, right, we are all familiar with him. Thank you for those words. It was really awesome to hear that from you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Pleasure
you
is
once
mine.
again, Harsha. If anyone has any questions specifically for Harsha, you can ask them right now.
You can use the same Slido link for dropping it in the Q&A. I've put the link again.
I think someone has their hand raised.
Yes, Akhil Ashwati, I have enabled the mic for you if you want to go ahead and ask your question.
I think let's also address some of them, right? Like there are already some questions, if I see. Of course, Bill Gates has no degree, but who needs a degree if he has some brains like that? So how many EC students are recruited for Microsoft? I'm sure some of your seniors will share it with you, but there are students even in the current batch who are selected for internships at Microsoft. They're probably 4 to 5, I believe.
Right. This year we had the highest number of Microsoft interns recruited from Amrita. We had around 20 people from
Yes.
Amrita, and ECU
So
students were a part of it, EC and AAA.
correct. Correct. And as far as I remember, the first time, like the last time before our batch, Microsoft recruited someone from our campus was in 2014. And then from our campus, 4 people got placed. And from the next campus, 10 people got placed. And then the next campus, right now, they're doing their internships. And I hear that it's 21. The number is only exponentially increasing. And by the time you go there, is it 100? 100 if we follow the trend? So that's how it is.
Definitely.
Are there any questions?
Yeah. So a lot of people are asking how to get started with coding as a first-year-old and as a non-CSE student.
As a non-CSE student, that's a wonderful question. First of all, not only CSE people get these things, right? Like obviously, if you are looking for a career at CSE but you couldn't crack CSE at Amrita, I think I'm not sure if there is one right now, but during my batch there was an option to switch branches at the end of the year. I'm not saying that you should do that, or if it's, I'm not sure if it's there itself, the provision for it. But whatever branch you are in, if you want to do coding, is the same. Like in the first year, I guess the syllabus is the same for everyone. At least for my batch, it was like that. And uh, also again, I'm not from a computer background before coming to Amrita, so even I was feeling left out when I'm in first year. In the first year, if you tell me write a program, just to divide the numbers into even and odds, even that I couldn't do it because I don't know what the program itself is. It's only up until the second year starting when we got introduced these stuff that I knew it. So obviously there is time for you. You don't need to rush things into coding, but if you really want to get started, uh, Geeks for Geeks is an amazing place to start learning stuff. They have an amazing course as well. If you don't want to wait for the course to appear on your curriculum, and even before that you want to have it, there are a lot of online courses. And if you're already familiar with the coding background, like some programming, then I would recommend you to start with Lead Code and HackerRank. These platforms which will give you easy to hard, like all levels of questions. That would be my question. But if you're not from a computer science background, first get started with the basics. Just let know what's a for loop, while loop, if else conditions, or all these things on Geeks for Geeks or any other your favorite. Nowadays, it's not very tough to find resources. Just Google it, and for the basics part, any of those sites would be pretty good enough. Yeah. Are there any more? Hello.
I
If
think
not,
for
we could
now,
save
those
some
are the
questions.
questions.
Mm-hmm.
We could still
Huh?
handle them.
Oh,
I think for
sorry,
now,
I
those are
was
the questions.
no, I
We
was
can
talking
still
Sure,
on
sure.
take them
mute.
up in the Q&A
So
session after the alumni speakers, if that's
Cool,
okay.
cool. No problem. Yes. Let's hear from Sneha.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. We'll be saving some questions at the end, so you guys could ping in the chat window here.
Yeah, you can use the Slido link to keep posting your questions. We'll be taking them up a bit later.
Our next guest speaker for the day is Sneha Sridhar, who's the former chairperson of ACM Amrita. Sneha is a student of the 2021 batch who is currently serving as a software engineer at Google. You might have come across her statements to the Republic World TV about how coding is a futuristic job skill, and she believes that girls learning to code is a key to a bright future. Today, she'll be sharing her thoughts on navigating computer science from a wider and futuristic perspective and talk about how social networking, especially that of LinkedIn, will be useful in the long run. Neha, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Val. So this is actually really extra special for me because, as Raghavi also mentioned, I was the chairperson last year in my final year, and it's really great to see how good a job the chapter officers and the managers are doing at keeping the club, the chapter active and alive. So I should say this is a huge improvement over the induction that we had last year. We have around like 500 participants today, and I'm really happy and I'm super excited to see the welcome, the immense welcome that's been received by the chapter. So having said that, I'm really happy to be here. And about navigating CSA in general, a big plus one to all the points covered by Harsha as well as Prashant Nair sir. So first of all, it's when you have like the main the goal behind having such student chapters is to connect different people and different students who are in the same path so that they can collaborate among each other and solve problems and come up with solutions and invest themselves into technology and like understand more and more technical aspects about computer science and whatever the field may be of your choice. So I think the ACM chapters does a very good job of that by bringing students together, and I think that's the most important thing. And everyone here should be lucky to be a part of this chapter, as well as an institution that facilitates it. Because to learn anything in CSE, it might be true for the other fields as well, but especially for CSE, there are abundant sources and resources available online. It's just a fingertip away from every one of us. So you can just go online and search for different resources, be it like coding or like working on different projects or machine learning or any field of your choice. So there are a lot of resources available online, and the second most important thing apart from resources is the peer group. So we have people, like-minded people working with you who want to achieve the same things as you and want to learn the same things as you. I feel that is a huge plus point, and this is the case with me as well. So when I was my undergrad in my undergraduate, I had an amazing set of peers and a lot of chapters and clubs which I was a part of. Like there was Coded Amrita Club, and there's the ACM Club, and there's Google Developers Student Club. So my advice and suggestion to everyone would be to make use of all these different platforms available in Amrita to connect with as many people as possible, because you can learn tech skills anytime, and there are a lot of resources available for the same. One other most important skill apart from tech skill, which should be talked about more, I feel, is the soft skills one can possess. So networking with people, getting to know more people would be a huge help when navigating through any field. I would say that helped me a lot, apart from the tech skills which I also learned. But connecting to people and learning from them, that is, I would say, if you have a platform to that, make sure that you make the best use of it. So be active on LinkedIn, connect with different people, make a profile for yourself on LinkedIn, and join as many chapters as possible. Talk to different people and get to know each other really well. And I would like to finish this by saying that it's this is a great opportunity for you to be a part of this chapter and make the most use of it, and also by letting everyone know, the chapter officers and the members, that they're doing a great job at keeping the chapter alive, and I'm really happy to see the response that it has received. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Snehaka.
You're welcome.
Do we have any questions specifically for Sneha here?
One question which most people have asked right now is how to manage time. So, can you give something on that, Akka?
Yeah, that's a very good question, actually, and I've often been in the same shoes as yours, without knowing how to manage everything properly. So you have to attend your classes and learn the regular curriculum and the academics, and apart from that, you have to work on projects and coding as well. So I understand it's a really tough job, but the thing is, I'm also learning the same right now, having started to work, like starting my job and work. The most helpful tip I would say would be to organize your time. Make There's a concept called time boxing, and I'm finding it to be really useful to me as well right now. So organize your time, like have separate time slots dedicated to a particular work. Say, may keep it a point that you have to practice coding and do competitive programming at least 1 hour a day, or like work on your project from 5 to 6 every day. So I think when we make a schedule and try our best to stick to it, everything will work out on its own.
Thank you, Sneha. We can move on to the next speaker for now. So joining us today is another software engineer from Google, Sriramji K, who is an alumnus from the batch of 2021. The former vice chairperson at ACM Amrita, Sriramji served as the competitive leading programming lead at Coach of Amrita and headed the code coding division at the Developer Students Club. Needless to say, he is a focused, passionate, competitive coder. On the same note, today he'll be giving us a glimpse on the importance of coding and how to get started. Additionally, he'll also be providing us a roadmap for some essential tools or software like VS Code, GitHub, Stack Overflow, CodePen, SitePoint, or any other websites for self-learning.
Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me and see me all right.
Yes, Anna.
So good evening, everyone, and big kudos to the ACM team for organizing such a great event, hosting around 500 people. So a big kudos to you. Today I'll be speaking a bit about competitive programming and the myths that lie behind it, and what you need to actually start with competitive programming. So, what is competitive programming? It's as simple as just solving puzzles via programming. So that is all. And the second non thing I wanted to define is what are contests. So contests are nothing but solving puzzles in a given amount of time, in a given stipulated amount of time that within which you are supposed to solve, let's say 3 or 4 problems. So that is a contest. So coming to why we need, why one needs to spend some time in competitive programming, I actually need not stress enough about it, and I think everyone now knows about the importance and uh, so the first point is every company which recruits software engineers look for people who have good understanding of data structures and algorithms. So what builds a good understanding is learning the concepts and putting them to practice, because you have grounds which test you on competitive programming. So that is the major point why a lot of people do competitive programming. But according to me, the main advantage of doing competitive programming is that you build concepts in your brain using which you can understand other concepts in computer science easily. So it's not very trivial, but the basic understanding that you have in data structures and algorithms will help you a long way in understanding other concepts in computer science with ease. So yeah, that's the major point. So the major part of this talk is about the myths behind starting competitive programming. So I've seen a lot of people not starting competitive programming because of some thoughts that they have, which are quite misleading. So the number one thing that is in the minds of people is that one needs to master a programming language before starting competitive programming. So that is not the case. So you just need to know how to use if condition and for loops to start competitive programming, because you just start with solving puzzles and they just require if and for loops. So you just know the basics of a language, or if you just learn or spend, let's say, 2 to 3 hours learning about the basics, you can right away start solving any problem. So that is number one. Number two, people think that they need to be good at math to start competitive programming. So that is also not true. Uh, uh, to start with competitive programming, you just need to have you just need to use your logical sense and try to approach a problem with things that you already know. So to start, you don't need to be good at math, and of course, being good at math surely helps with solving advanced problems. But to start with it, it is not a requirement, and you will gradually surely get good at it on the go. And third and the last myth is one needs to know a lot of data structures and algorithms to start with competitive programming. So this seems a bit counterintuitive, but no, you don't need to know everything. So when you start, you don't need to know anything actually. You can just take a beginner problem, read it, and then think about it. Work the problem out on your paper, and then surely after some time you are going to um, get an idea of how to approach this problem. So to start with it, you don't need it. So as you start doing it and as you solve tougher problems, yes, you will need it, and you will automatically be interested to learn about it. But yeah, to start it, you don't need it. So yeah, so you don't need to know a language, you don't need to be good at math, and you don't need to know data structures and algorithms just to start competitive programming. So what exactly do you need then? The two major things that you need are, first, number one, interest. So nothing comes without interest. So first one, see if you like it. If you are really interested in it, keep the interest up by having peers with you. There is also a concept called rating in programming websites. So I think that's a good reinforcer of keeping your interests up. So the number one point is interest. The second one, time. Uh, I think to get a good grasp of all the concepts, you need to spend a lot of time, and it's actually dependent upon number one, interest. So if you are really interested, then you don't mind spending a lot of time doing this. These are only two things that you really need to get started and keep doing competitive programming. So coming to the resources, that there is no particular resource that I would recommend. I would recommend Googling the concept that you want to study. Just Google it. There are awesome blogs from top coder, CP algorithms, code forces. So you can just choose any of the blogs that come up in the top 5 results and pick one up. Read about the concepts, and also one important thing is those blogs have curated problems at the end of them. So the person who writes the blog like gives 5 problems, for example, and each of the problem will be in like increasing difficulty. So let's say you read about binary search, you can right away start solving the first problem in binary search, which just helps you in implementing binary search. And then the upcoming problems would be getting tougher and tougher, and you'll be able to kind of know what the concept is and how to apply the concept in problems. So yeah, to get concepts, just Google the concept, and that I think that's the best way to go about it. And coming to participation, so there are a lot of websites where you can try and solve problems and attend contests. So to start with, I would agree with Harsha about this. You can start with HackerRank because it has a very good interface with easy, medium, hard problems. So you can start with HackerRank with the easy problems and get a grasp of what competitive programming really is. And probably you can then just directly jump to contests at Code Forces and CodeCheck. So I would recommend if you're starting with competitive programming, just jump into participating in contests. You need not wait until you get good at competitive programming to attend contests, because attending contests give you the actual feel of doing competitive programming, and helps you manage time and makes you solve problems quicker. So yeah, right away start participating in contests at CodeCheck and Code Forces right away. So yeah, that is all I wanted to speak here, and to end it. If you want to take away one thing from this talk, it is that you can start today, and that's the most important takeaway. And number two, enjoy what you're doing. So you need not do competitive programming. You can do anything. So, but the most important thing is whether you enjoy it or not. So if you enjoy doing something, then you wouldn't mind spending time doing that, and doing that would be fun, and you'll automatically be better at it. So yeah, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you. If you have any questions,
Thank you very much, Sriramji Anna. Thank you very much, Sriramji Anna. I'm sure that we have a lot of takeaways from your talk. It was all very real and especially useful for the first years.
Sure.
Exactly. One question which a lot of people have raised on competitive programming is the eternal question of competitive programming versus development. How to balance both of those, or which to give a little more higher priority to?
Sure. I think it's a really valid question, and it's a really popular question, which a lot of people have asked me to. I would personally, I would say do what you like. So that's the most important thing. But sadly, every company, like if you really want to get into a software engineering job, every company look for skills in DSA. So doing a bit of competitive programming is inevitable. Like not doing a bit of competitive programming is inevitable. So the best way to handle it is, like, if you're really interested in competitive programming, you can keep doing it, and like, so what finally matters when you go to an interview is what you have done in the past 4 years, whether you have spent the time correctly and you have done something. So if you are really interested in competitive programming and you really want to pursue it for full time, then you can surely do it, but you need to show results in your resume, so that could replace for not doing a lot of projects. So you surely need to have a couple of projects in your resume, like, which I'm sure you will do as a part of curriculum, but you need to have other things, achievements with respect to rating or like winning contests in your resume, so that people know that you have spent your time somewhere else. So that is one thing. And if you're really into development and you're really liking what you're doing, then please go ahead with it. Just spend a little bit of time learning about DSA, and probably you could make use of lead code, interview bit, and platforms like that which focus majorly on problem solving for interviews. So you can do it sideways, and focus on what you're really interested in full time, so that I mean, because you're really bound to become better at what you're interested in, and please keep doing that, and do this a little bit. So that is my take on this.
Thank you so much, Anna, for the informative session. It was truly informative, and I hope all the first years would have got a nice idea and a good picture on how to start and get the coding platforms, and all the coding tips that you've given would be really useful to them. Now we'll be moving on to the next session, which is what's in store. Well, this is another session where we would have eagerly awaited to know what's in store for you guys that we have planned this year. Well, as my friends and my teammates have already explained about briefly what the club is about, so this is a technical club, and so the first thing that's coming on the list is workshops. So the domains that we have thought of covering on workshops is game development, web and app development, and so much more. So what does this so much more mean? Well, as you are going to be the recipients or the receivers and audience of the workshops, you would like to hear what domains that you would like to take part on or want to be discussed on, and you can definitely reach out to us with your domains of interest, so that we would try conducting workshops on the suggestions that and opinions that you give to us. The next thing that comes on the list is tech talks. Well, this happens in two ways. One, it is for the students, by the students, or we would also be inviting technical experts or industry experts to talk more and discuss about the technical domains of the event. And a few other domains that we would like to cover up with tech talks would include cloud computing, UI UX designing, web development, and also other basic things that are essential like video editing tools, social media branding, and a lot more. And thirdly on the list comes buildathon and hackathons. I'm pretty sure everyone would have heard about this term hackathons, and I guess maybe the first years wouldn't have much of an idea as to what a hackathon is and what really we do in it. In a nutshell, I would like to say, well, hackathon is a competition, or in other terms, a platform wherein startups, organizations, companies puts in their real-time problems as problem statements, and all that you have to do is form a team, pick a problem statement, understand it, and try working to get its solution as hard as possible. There would be rounds of filtering within the hackathons, and finally, if the panel of judges feel that your idea is good enough or worth enough giving a shot, they would end up funding your project or end up marketizing it. So this is in a nutshell about hackathons. Stay tuned with us because we are going to have a detailed session about hackathons, and it will be explained to you briefly about my other teammates. And there are a lot more other things that we aren't disclosing to you about which now, because we feel the fun element would be missing then. You would get to know it when the time comes. And now we are entering into a fun activity session, which is nothing but the tech trivia session. Can we get to the next slide, please? Yes. So, guys, before getting into the quiz session, I would like to give you the instructions of the quiz. So, please, before scanning with the QR codes, just hear me about for a minute. The instructions would be you would have 10 questions with 4 options to each of those questions. The QR code, and there will be a link put up in the chat very soon. They both would be leading us to a response form. And please note that you're supposed to log into the forms only with your Amrita mail IDs, and please do not use your personal mail IDs. I would repeat, please kindly do not use your mail IDs, personal mail IDs, use your Amrita mail IDs. And the time limit for each question would be 15 seconds. It is going to be almost like a race. So in the end, we'll also get to know who the winners are, and we'll be announcing it quite soon. Not really now, but you will have to wait for some time for it. So can you guys kindly log in to the response form and give me a hand raise to acknowledge if you're already ready with the platform and everything. We can right away start after I get few quick responses from your side. Okay. I can see 4 people have raised their hands. Okay, someone says link isn't working. Just a minute, guys. Okay, just give me a minute. I think the time limit has.
The link is working, guys. Now, able to log in.
Yeah, just hold on for a
Not,
second. Yeah.
yeah, I think you're not logged in with your Amrita account, so you can access the link only if you log in with your Amrita account. The questions are not there in the form.
Yeah.
We will show you the question. So please wait. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, you'll have to look
Kalyana
into the
Sumit.
questions in
You
the
just
screen.
have to wait. We'll show the
Yeah.
questions in the screen and you can start answering.
Kindly raise your hands if the link has opened up for you guys. Okay, there's 44 hand raise. Okay, numbers is increasing. Okay, I think the link is working, alright? Yeah, you will not have questions on the link. It's only a response form. The questions will be shared in the screen. You'll have to look here and then mark your responses there.
Please log in with your Amrita account to access the form. I think those who are not able to log in, you haven't logged in with your Amrita account. Please log in with your Amrita.
I've got about a 61 hand raise. Others, any issues or?
The questions will be displayed on the screen in a moment.
You
I
will
think
be
we can
starting
start.
in a minute. Yeah, okay. Okay, guys, and as I said before, the question is only for 15 seconds. Yeah, the first question is all of these famous tech companies started in a garage, except your options are A. Amazon, B. Apple, C. Google, and D. eBay. And your time starts now.
You have 40 seconds per question. So at the end of 40 seconds, we'll be changing to the next question, guys. So quickly
Yeah.
answer the first question in the link.
No, not on the chat,
You
please.
need to put your answers in the forms link, not in the chat box, please.
We have 10 more seconds left for the responses. Please make sure you answer it within the time because it won't accept the response once the time limit is crossed. All right, 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and next. Guess the name of this robot. Your options A. Wall-E, B. Molly, C. Jolly, and D. Motorman STA5. And your time has started now. As you can see, what is the robot doing? It's cooking something, right? You have 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and next. Third question, abc.xyz is the website for which one of these organizations? Google, Alpha Beta Gamma, Kitty Kids, or Alphabet? You've got 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and to the next one. Fourth question, in 1996, what was Google called? A. Google was, is, will, and always be Google. B. Alphabet. C. Google. And D. Backrub. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and to the next one. Fifth question, what was a mouse called before it was even called a mouse? Your options: A, coordinate representation for display. Option B, I don't know, maybe ratatouille. C, XY position indicator for display systems. And D, coordinate position indicator for graphical user interfaces. Ten more seconds, guys. Three, two, one, and next one. Okay, so this is the sixth question, and as you can see, this is a series of logo transformations of the Apple company with respect to different time frames, and we have picked away one of the logos out of the series, and all you have to do is find out which one was picked out from the series out of the 4 options given. And your time has started. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and next question. Well, in the question, it is all about top level domains, as we have .in for India, similarly .af for Afghanistan, .tv for Tuvalu, .bd for Bangladesh, .lk for Sri Lanka, and .qa for Qatar. So in a similar manner, what would .aq stand for? Your options: A, Antarctica; B, Argentina; C, denotes all aquariums of the world; and D, lost cities of Atlantis. You have 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and next. Name the building, and as you can see, there are 4 options: A, Cross Towers; B, Pi Towers; C, Hashmap Towers, a tribute to Instagram; and D, Hedge Towers. Well, I would like to give a small hint. It lies on the shape of the building and the symbol. Five more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and next. Okay, so she is the first robot ever to have a nationality. Can people just quickly put up her name in the chat box? Can you recognize who is she? Well, your time is not running now, so don't worry. Yes, right. Yeah, people are getting it right. She's Sophia. So find the country which granted her citizenship. And your options are Hong Kong. Since when are robots considered as citizens? No one ever told me about it. C, Saudi Arabia. D, United States. E, Digital Asia, a new sovereign state for robots. And your time has started. 10 more seconds. Right, 3, 2, 1, and next. And this is the last question that we have for today. What does Google call its, this little green robot icon? Your options are A, Andy Rubin; B, Bug Droid; C, the little green robot; and D, Android. It's pretty much easy, right? You've got 10 more seconds left. Please do not post the answers on the chat box, guys. All right, it's gonna end. 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and yes, the time is over for the quiz. And guys, stay tuned with us because we will not be releasing the answers and the leaderboard now. Keep checking our Instagram pages. You would be very sure, like very soon, we'll be releasing the answers to all these 10 questions along with the leaderboards. That is the first three winners of today's Tech Trivia quiz. Thank you for your participation and cooperation. Now I'd like to call upon Sangeetna, my teammate, to carry forward the stage. Thank you all.
Thank you, Tarunika. Okay, so before we dive into the next part, we'll have a quick poll. You can scan the QR code over there. I think it's active by now. So coming to the poll, are you a programmer or do you do anything else involving code? You can choose which one you feel is apt for you. Options are, yeah, I have coded some, but mostly just for few websites and the odd shell scripts. And the next one is, I'm the most dangerous hacking ninja in my town. Next one is, only when I absolutely have to. Next is programming. I have a very great interest, but haven't started exploring it yet. I program in my sleep. I like it so much.
Looks like a lot of you are
Lot.
just starting with programming right now. It's amazing that you want to get started with it.
Okay, I could see that more than half of you are really interested in it. So to the next slide. So folks, what are you thinking right now? Our event is towards the end. As I mentioned before, we'll never fail to amaze. Where the real event starts on Thursday and we'll continue it for 7 days. You will be provided with materials on intro to 7 crucial topics of CSE every day morning, followed by a quiz in the evening. This would include intro to programming, hackathons and challenges, research and paper publishing, web developments, data structure, data science, and machine learning. Our ACM officers will have a doubt clearing sessions in Discord, followed by morning, where our materials are being released. So you can even suggest what you would like us to give an intro on. You can share that in the feedback form and we'll be customizing the topics. QR code and link for the same will be displayed after a few minutes. The top performers of these 7 days will get a chance to feature on our socials. Experience is the most important than winning, so we would suggest you participate keenly on all 7 days. I would like each of you to fill out the feedback form. We'll be releasing it in a couple of minutes, so you can find our social handles in the thank you page where you can join our Discord, join them and start exploring with us. Over to Jagadish Ram.
You, Tarunika. That was an amazing quiz that was conducted. I hope all the participants had fun. So this is the social space. We'll be sharing the link in the chat box to our Instagram page, our WhatsApp group, and as well as the Discord channel that we have created. So we are coming to the close of the event. So I would like to first, take this opportunity to express my gratitude on behalf of the team here at ACM Student Chapter. First, I would like to extend my thanks to Dr. Sasangan Ramanathan, Dean of Engineering, and Colonel P.N. Kumar, the chairperson of CSE Department, for giving us this opportunity and freedom to conduct events and encourage us to do more. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to today's guest speakers who have taken their time off from their busy schedules just to grace the event. Dr. Prashant Nair, sir, I thank you profoundly for sharing your words of wisdom about ACM, ICPC, and advice for all students. I thank Harshavardhan Anna for his kind words of encouragement and advice for the audience. We are sure the juniors have gotten a better idea on the importance of exploring during their time here and the importance of doing projects and balancing their time here as well. I thank Sneha for giving her valuable insights on navigating CSE as a whole and emphasizing the need and the way for effective time management. I'm sure all the students learned a lot from you, and there have also been requests for more detailed sessions, and we'll make sure we arrange that for you guys. I thank Shriram Ji Anna for his wonderful words of advice on the importance of programming and making it clear that there is no prerequisite for starting programming, and having the interest is the only prerequisite that a person needs to get started with coding. I hope the juniors now know the need of competitive programming and to get started with the same. I would like to thank all the faculty coordinators, Arti ma'am, Rimjim ma'am, and Subhatra ma'am for giving us the guidance and support throughout the entire process of getting this event to fruition, for their constant support and guidance throughout the chapter events. And I thank all the officers and managers of my fellow teammates for taking the chapter to where it is now. And last, but definitely not the least, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you here right now. I think there are around 500 participants. So each and every one of you, thank you for joining this event. Thank you for taking time out and getting to know about us. We are sure that your presence being here has definitely made this induction a success. Thank you, everyone.
Brother, when will be the next session?
Yes, so we are, as you would have heard, we have the CAC Awareness Week that is, right up the tail of this event. So we'll be starting that by the end of this week or early next week. The details for regarding that would be shared in these channels. So we've put the links for Instagram, WhatsApp group, and Discord, so you guys can all join there and keep yourself updated. So we'll be systematically intimating you about the future events. Now, most importantly, guys, before you leave, there are two QR codes and links on the screen. If someone can paste the links as well in the chat box. So the left one is the membership form and the right one is the feedback form. It is mandatory for every one of you to fill these two forms. So please take the time now to fill these two forms. The membership form is to record your interest for becoming an ACM student chapter member. And the feedback form is for you to give your feedback on this event and any suggestions you have for future events as well. So please do take your time and fill this now. These two forms now. The membership for the student chapter is completely free. That is, being a part of ACM Amrita student chapter is free. It's not for cost. The official student membership with ACM is, however, paid. The details regarding that, for those who are interested, you can mark it in the same form, and we'll be getting back to you with the details about the same. Just to make it clear again, being a member of the student chapter is free, and getting a student membership from ACM is paid, and we'll be getting back with more details to you over mail for those who express interest in the membership form.
On a side note, we also know that a lot of you have raised a lot of queries during the entire session. Don't worry, all of these queries will be answered in all the upcoming sessions and, throughout all the events in our chapter.
Yes, guys, you need not worry because we'll be definitely having more events coming up, and on our socials as well. We'll be considering all these queries and giving you appropriate answers for the same. It's just that we are a bit over time right now to handle all the questions. No need to worry.
And please do join our WhatsApp and social accounts, which have been put in the link, put in the chat now. And we'll have our CSE Awareness Week. It's the event that's coming right up. So looking forward to see you all there.
Yeah. Yes, guys. So that event is especially for first years and beginners. We had a lot of questions about how ACM would help, take you guys up from the rookie level to pros, and we are sure the CAC awareness event would be one such intro for this. On that note, I think we can conclude the event.
Yeah, thank you everyone for attending and making our event a success.
Yes, guys, thank you everyone once again. Please do reach out on our socials for any doubts you may have at any time. We'll post all the links. We'll also be circulating it through all the first year class representatives. So you can use the links there as well. Thank you, guys. That's a wrap.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.